Without irrigation, the Columbia Basin would be a desert. So today I'm meeting with Vicky Scharlau, the executive director of the Columbia Basin Development League, to learn more about what the league does and how it got started.
So the organization was started just to be a voice for not only agriculture, but the processors, for all the beneficiaries of irrigation, not only in this region, but in the state, and then nationally. So we continue to do that today, both at the state level and at the federal level.
Vicky said the organization started in 1964, and their main goal is the full development of the Columbia Basin Project.
So originally, Congress authorized just over 1 million acres, like 1,029,000. So we're at about, in football terms, we're at about finishing the third quarter of the game, and we're just starting the fourth quarter. So we have about 700,000 acres of potato fields and other crops throughout the project, but there's still an area east of the section of the project that isn't completed. So the infrastructure is not completed, and farmers are there, but they're still waiting for water. So part of the challenge in the short term for us is those farmers, as they wait, were given permission by the Department of Ecology to dig wells, as they waited for surface water, for the irrigation water. Well, unfortunately, the aquifer that they're drawing water from is diminishing. So we're desperately trying to get them onto the surface water, the irrigation water, so that we can shut off those pumps so they're not pulling water from that aquifer. So that's sort of the short term and long term.
Yeah.
We'd like to see the project finished, but in the short term, let's get these farmers off of the aquifer and then continue to expand the project.
What does the project mean, for the farmers who are waiting for this water? What if they don't get it?
So that's the real core of why we exist, is to really to be the voice for those farmers and for the community around those farmers waiting for surface water, because they may have well water, but they may be dryland farming. So if they're within the confines and the lines of the outline of the Columbia Basin Project, then at some point they should be able to get water. It might not be this generation, it could be the next generation or even the one after that.
If the aquifer is diminished to a point where these farmers can't use that water, then what happens?
If they have things like potatoes or crops that have surface water and they don't get water anymore, then there's nothing here but sagebrush, or they go back to a dry land crop.
So the Columbia Basin Project, without it, we would not have this beautiful potato field.
This would be sagebrush.